Hey everybody. So if you could read the title, this is kind of like a sort of goodbye video, quasi goodbye, I guess. I'll probably still end up doing the Telltale games, whenever a new episode comes out. But as for everything else, this is pretty much probably going to be it for me, which means no more other Let's Plays, no more reactions, no more anything else that maybe I could have cooked up. But so yeah, I think this is probably going to be it for me on YouTube. I'll probably finish uploading Wolfenstein, but after that it will probably be strictly related to, if that, Telltale episodes. And the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm cutting back and reducing it, is because of the new YouTube partnership guidelines, the new YouTube monetization rules that I and everyone else got an email about a couple days ago, which I just kind of really looked more into and learned about today. For those of you who don't know, this is basically what the email says. Metallica rules. Today we are announcing changes to the YouTube Partner Program, YPP. While our goal remains to keep the YPP open to as many channels as possible, we recognize we need more safeguards in place to protect creator revenues across the YouTube ecosystem. Under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel, Metallica Rules, is no longer eligible for monetization because it doesn't meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Sorry. As a result, your channel will lose access to all monetization tools and features associated with the YouTube Partner Program on February 20th, 2018, unless you surpass this threshold in the next 30 days. Accordingly, this email serves as 30 days notice that your YouTube Partner Program terms are terminated. Basically, what YouTube is saying is, screw you. You don't have enough subscribers to make money. Even if it's the tiniest of dollar amounts, you don't have enough subscribers. And look, I was never in YouTube to make a lot of money. I was never doing this as a career path. It was never meant to be a career path. But the idea of making some money off the side of YouTube through what is ultimately a hobby for me and something that I just kind of had a lot of fun doing for a while, it's a motivation, definitely, but it definitely, kind of was a cool thing that could have, been fun. But now that no longer applies because I don't hit that mark, obviously. As you can tell, I only have 200 subscribers, and I definitely don't have 4,000 watch hours every year. That's one thing. But the big problem is that, as other YouTubers like Philip DeFranco has pointed out, is YouTube is not grandfathering in anyone who was a part of the YouTube Partner Program before this. It's now saying, if you were, but you still don't have that threshold, you're out. You're kicked to the curb. And that's obviously applies to me. I was a YouTube partner. I could monetize my videos. I could make some money off them. And if I hit the $100 mark, I could get a check from YouTube/Google and be like, here's some money for making videos. Hooray! And now that no longer applies because I cannot be grandfathered in under these new guidelines. And grandfathered in, it basically makes an exception to those who are already a part of the program from any new restrictions or guidelines that create more barriers of entry for others. And basically what it's done is make it harder for people to become like big content creators, and it's really killed a lot of motivation for some people that I've seen that want to make some money off YouTube, even if it's just a tiny amount, but they realize they'll never be able to get those 1,000 subscribers, they'll never be able to get those 4,000 watch hours, and, it's like, what's the point? Is basically kill the motivation of anyone who wants to be on YouTube, who wants to get started on YouTube. But even then, the idea of like someone becoming the next PewDiePie is incredibly small. YouTube is not meant to be something you make a career out of. The idea that someone's going to make a career out of YouTube has actually always been kind of funny to me. Kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. It's just kind of meant to be something that, for someone like me, and for the grand majority of people, it's just something that you can make money off on the side. And that's kind of it. And you've killed the motivation of a lot of people that, could make some money on the side. And you know, like, doing YouTube for me has been fun. It still is fun, but with the, as time, and it was more fun when I did this and started doing it 4 or 5 years ago when I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and, you know, I had a lot more time on my hands and I could do this. Now that time has gone on and I'm much older and I'm getting more serious about, you know, what I want to do. I'm already a junior in college and I'm looking more towards getting internships, looking at future employment opportunities. I'm trying to get my bachelor's in business management, and right now it's like, you know, YouTube has even become more and more that thing that's just like on the side of doing. It's not, and with the fact that I can't even make any sort of dime off it, while it may be fun, it's not enough for me to be like, I can keep finding new games to play, or games I haven't yet played, and uploading videos of them to YouTube, because I just don't have that kind of time available to me anymore. I just don't have that resource available. That time could be so much better used, you know, working, better used getting assignments done, better used studying. And this is becoming not so much more fun anymore. It's becoming a distraction. I guess this is, in a way, God's way of saying get off your lazy ass and fucking do something with your life, but, you know, like, it's a weird way of doing it, but it's just, like, it's no, like, I just can't do this anymore. It's, why bother doing it if, you know, it's not enjoyable enough for me to justify the amount of time that I'm wasting, and there's not even the chance of me making any money. Even if it's the tiniest amount, there's no chance of me making the tiniest amount of money. I can't keep doing this every day where I have to edit and render a video on my software program, which would take 2-3 hours sometimes to do, and then upload that to YouTube when I also have a project or an essay that's due next week. And look, this, to be clear here, I've never used YouTube, and never has YouTube ever really become an excuse for me. Never has it been a hindrance on my grades. I've always been a very good student, but, you know, I can't let that, you know, I can't continue wasting time like this. Time could be just better spent on something else. More importantly, school. And I'm sure my parents, if they were listening, would be very glad about this. But, anyway, it's just another thing in a moving trend of YouTube no longer being, there for small content creators to get started, you know, and, you know, I'd rather focus on the big YouTube revenue makers and, you know, screw you to the middle guy, because now you've killed the motivation of anyone who was legitimately saying, I want to become the next big YouTuber, or I want to be a huge content creator. But you have to dedicate so much time, and get really lucky to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, or that 4,000 watch hour every year mark, and it's not something I'm willing to do. It's not something I'm sure many people would be willing to do. So YouTube is really killing themselves right now. They're really shooting themselves in the foot, if you ask me. But back to me, it's just not worth it anymore. Like I said, Telltale episodes, because those come out once or twice a month, that's like, yeah, you can do that. That'll be fine. That's tolerable enough. But as for the big stuff, like I said I was going to plan on doing Wolfenstein, Old Blood, and New Colossus and upload playthroughs of that. Not anymore, because I just don't have the time to do that. Yeah, I'll just play them on my own and be like, well, too bad. So anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of like, this is pretty much it for me, except for the Telltale stuff. Which was a shame, you know, like, I have considered doing more stuff with the channel. Maybe doing more reaction videos to other stuff that's not just Telltale trailers. Maybe doing music, album, or movie reviews. Maybe even doing political videos, like, where I give my opinion on certain topics. But, you know what, I can't do that anymore because I just don't have the time. And there's not enough reason or motivation for me to do it anyway now. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. So, this is going to be it for me. Bye, guys.